What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FudgeMuppet. It's Scott here with another Elder Scrolls 6 discussion, and today is a little bit more of a rambly sort of rant style, and it's all about companions. Now, basically what I want in Elder Scrolls 6 is companions more like those of Dragon Age or Mass Effect or something. Fewer, but far more quality companions. Now, Skyrim obviously had very sort of lackluster companions besides just essentially who they are. They didn't have much character, so there was like Farkas, he's a werewolf dumb dude, and then he doesn't really have much character beyond that. Or, you know, Serana was one of the better, like, in the entire game of Skyrim, but besides that, a lot of them were very standard, didn't have a lot to offer. They sort of repeated the same lines over and over. And even sometimes with Fallout 4, some of the companions just in, this is an opinion-based thing as well, but sometimes I just don't think they had the same level of involvement. It was very basic. You just, with them, do things they like, get to the end, and you can romance them. They all just want to sleep with you, and they incessantly ask you. I know my character in Fallout 4, Preston Garvey, every time I talk to him, he's just like, oh, about that conversation last time, do you want a root, baby? But it's like, no, chill. But I think maybe if they did them with a bit more, I don't know, depth, more story involvement, more, because when you look at the companions in Fallout 4, they are just, like, if they don't have a quest themselves, especially, like, even Piper's, it's like you go to the interview, then you get her, and then she just reveals a little bit of backstory over time, the better you get to know her. But that in, like, New Vegas, for example, you could learn all their backstory basically straight off the bat, and they had a lot of opinions about things, and they just felt very real and lively, and you could talk to them, and you could actually make a lasting effect on companions. And that's one of the biggest factors in the whole game. You actually have a big impact on companions. With Boone, you helped him deal with the loss of his wife and the Bitter Springs massacre, and you actually changed his outlook. Or you took Raoul and you got him to either pick up the gun and be a vigilante again, or use his wisdom and skills from his age and experiences to help others in a different sort of way. And that sort of alters their effects that they give you with their perks, and alters their look sometimes. But that sort of thing was really cool. You feel like you have an impact on the character. In the same way in Mass Effect and Dragon Age, you yourself actually have a big impact on these characters. And I know these characters are hard to write, so I wouldn't expect heaps of them. But I would even rather Bethesda to just, for Elder Scrolls 6 to have, like, literally 6 companions to choose from. But if they're all insanely good, that is perfect, because then it's essentially like 6 incredible companions that you could have an absolute joy playing the entire game with just one of them. That's almost like 6 playthroughs in itself, if you can simply just enjoy it based on the fact that you've got this companion. And if they've got branching paths as well, like the different ways and directions you can take the companion. Like, in Fallout 4, you sort of have a lack of impact. As a general rule, you complete their quests, and your impact is, I love you, or we're still friends. Like, there's not a whole lot of impact and connection. You don't see a huge amount of growth in them. Some of the better companions, I guess you do, like McCready, even Valentine. But a lot of them can be rather basic. But yeah, companions, I mean, they were much better than Skyrim, Bethesda's last game. So they did a big improvement, and the characters were cool, and a lot of face value and so on. It's just, I just wish they had a little bit more substance, and there was a little bit of impact. They impact you, and you impact them. Like, rather than them just being these little, essentially what are meat bags, and walk around behind you and make a few comments because the AI is not even that crash hot, so they don't really help you out in combat. But very valuable companions. Companions with personality and substance and impact, and you impact them, and they actually have choices, and your choices will impact them, and it will really cause you to sort of be careful. Like, it's not just, oh, I disliked that because you took a drug, or I dislike that, but the choices you make in the storyline can really affect them. Like, most of the companions in Fallout 4, you can just sort of play with any faction. Like, Kate just, like, really, unless you're forced to kill the opposing faction, unless so you've got, you know, Deacon. If you're fighting the Railroad, you might have to off Deacon, or Paladin Dance if you're fighting the Brotherhood. But besides that, none of the characters even have their sort of own independent moral choices. Like if you were to do the whole drug mission in Diamond City, the whole drug trading thing with Murawski or whatever it was. If you do that with Piper and you did it the wrong way, she should be like, nah, that's so immoral, so against me, I'm good girl reporter kind of thing. Like, those kinds of things should be very, very damaging. And I know it's just like, oh, disliked, but I feel like companions have a lot more impact on you and your choices if you're actually tiptoeing around their decisions, because they heavily impact you and you also impact them. Like with Kate, for example, what kind of annoyed me a bit is you have to cure her drug thing. It was just, if you want an evil character and you want some drug psycho bitch girlfriend or something, you can't have that because she cures herself and then she becomes a better person. Like, there should be a choice. You should be able to basically convince her to stay as a drug-fueled, angry self, and that sort of helps you be a Raider character or whatnot. But instead you have to cure her. So it's sort of out of character if you yourself are some Raider-like, big, aggressive, just want to kill everything and take a shitload of drugs, but then you cure your friend so she becomes a better person and so on, and then she dislikes your chem actions. Like, you should have choice and impact on your companions. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. You basically get the gist of what I'm saying. You may disagree or agree with certain points, but it is just a friendly environment here so we can discuss in the comments. Anyways, I will see you later. My name is Scott. Subscribe for more videos like these, and Fallout 4 videos, and Elder Scrolls videos, and a whole bunch of stuff. Check us out on Snapchat and Twitter, and I will see you all next time.